When someone's gearing up to sell their business, one of the main things to think about is whether it would be structured as an asset purchase or a stock purchase. The way I always describe it is, if you have to go food shopping, an asset purchase is the equivalent of going to the supermarket, picking a few things from this aisle, a few things from that aisle, and paying and leaving. A stock purchase is looking at the building and saying, I'll take the building and everything in it. For that reason, certain liabilities attached with a stock purchase that don't apply with an asset purchase. Sellers typically prefer a stock purchase, whereas buyers typically prefer an asset purchase.
Something that also differs between the two structures is what happens to the intellectual property, right? As with a stock purchase deal where you're buying everything associated with the company, typically that IP will transfer to the buyer. That's often the case with an asset purchase as well. The difference is that there may be a consideration where the seller is going to have access to that IP for a period of time, whether that's through a license or some other consideration from the seller. And for example, if it's a software company, maybe the seller is going to use that for another business that they're still running and they still need access to it.
And I would say selling a business is hard enough even in the best of times when you are perfectly compliant. It tends to make things go a little bit harder if you have potential discrimination lawsuits, misclassification issues, government audits. So to try to help with that type of situation, what I would say is speak with an attorney, preferably an employment attorney, and make sure that your house is in order before you have that conversation about trying to sell and make sure you can get as good of a price as you can.